In the previous lecture, we have already studied electric flux, and the formula is phi E. Electric flux is equal to E vector dot A vector, or it is EA cos theta. If a small flux will produce due to the small area ds, then d phi E is equal to EDS cos theta, and the total flux can be calculated by integrating both the sides, and total flux is equal to integration of E ds cos theta, and its unit of electric flux is, instead of E, the formula is force per coulomb F by Q, and this is area, so it will be Newton coulomb inverse meter square, or since we know E is equal to dV by dr and this is A, it will be volt per meter into meter square, that is volt into meter, and the dimension of electric flux is M1 L3 T minus 3 A inverse, and it is a flux is a scalar quantity, it has no direction, it is a scalar quantity. If theta is greater than 90 degree, then flux is negative, and if theta is equal to 90 degree, then flux is 0, and when theta is smaller than 90 degree, flux is positive. So what is theta? Theta is the angle between electric field and area vector. Now we will discuss Gauss law. Gauss law states that total electric flux through a closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed by the closed surface. So, electric flux phi E is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught, and instead of phi E, we can write closed integral EDS, and closed integral EDS is equal to Q by epsilon naught. So, Gauss law is only applicable when the charge is enclosed in a closed surface, and if we take an integration, this is closed integration for a closed surface. So this is the formula for Gauss law. If we place 1 coulomb charge in a closed surface, then what is the net flux linked to that surface? The answer is formula, we know the formula, electric flux is equal to Q by epsilon naught from Gauss law, and instead of Q we can write 1 coulomb, and the value of epsilon naught is known to us, that is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12, and the result will be 1.13 into 10 to the power 11. So this number, or this is the electric flux linked when we place a charge inside a closed surface. So what is a Gaussian surface? So, Gaussian surface around a charge distribution is a closed imaginary surface such that electric field intensity at all the points on the surface is same. So, Gaussian surface is a closed surface, and at this Gaussian surface, electric field at every point is symmetrical, that means same. Theta at every point is also same on the Gaussian surface. So, can we prove this Gauss law? Yes, we can prove this Gauss law. Suppose this is the charge Q placed here, and we have to calculate at this point P, we have to calculate the electric field. So, let us consider a imaginary surface, that is Gaussian surface, and which is crossing this point P. We can imagine this surface which is passing through this point P, which we have taken here, and we have to calculate at this point P the net electric field here. So this is the area vector we have taken at, since this is a Gaussian surface, at each point electric field is same, and here this is the area vector. If this is the area, then This is the area vector perpendicular and radially outward. And if we put a test charge here, the direction of electric field is also radially outward. So E vector and ds vector are in same direction, that is radially outward, and theta is 0 here. So electric field at any point of this surface S is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon r q by r square. We know the formula. And this is a symmetrical surface. We have imagined this surface. This is the Gaussian surface. At each side the radius is same, so electric field is same at each point of this surface. Now d phi e we know, that is eds cos theta, and theta here, theta is the angle between electric field and area vector, that is 0. So d phi e is equal to e into ds, since cos theta is equal to 0. So this is the small flux produced due to this small area ds. So the total flux will be integration of this phi e, this d phi e, that is electric flux is equal to E is same everywhere, so E is taken outside, and we have to integrate the closed integral of ds. It is the total area of this S Gaussian surface, and this value will be 4 pi r square, and the value of E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon r q by r square. So it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon r q by r square instead of E, and into 4 pi r square, that is q by epsilon r. So electric flux is equal to closed integral EDS is equal to q by epsilon r. This is the proof of Gauss law. So basically in Gauss law, if we found the amount of charge placed on that closed surface, and epsilon r, the value of epsilon r is known to us, and area we have already taken, that is the Gaussian surface. It may be a sphere, it may be a cylinder. This is the imaginary surface what we will imagine to make it symmetry. And basically we will find electric field here. We can calculate electric field by using Coulomb's law, and here we can calculate electric field using Gauss law. So to find out the electric field using Gauss law, these are some steps here. Step 1, and by this 4 step we can calculate electric field here. So in the first step, we have to write consider a Gaussian surface. We must imagine the Gaussian surface, and at which point we have to calculate the electric field, that point must be on the Gaussian surface. And the step 1b is specify electric field at different points on the surface, and specify the angle between, that means theta, angle between electric field and area vector. We have to specify it on the step 1. So we have already imagined the Gaussian surface, and calculate the value of theta at different Gaussian surface, different closed surface. If this is one surface like sphere, then 1 theta will be calculated. If there are two combination of two surface, then we have to mention the value, the theta, the angle between E vector and ds vector at different surface. Step 2, we have to calculate phi e, that is closed integral EDS, and in step 3 we have to find the value of charge q at step 3, and finally we have to write the Gauss theorem, putting the values, and we have to calculate electric field. So first application, derivation of Coulomb's law from Gauss law. We have to find out Coulomb's law using Gauss law. For this, take a charge q here, and we have to calculate electric field at this point, suppose. Then we have to imagine a Gaussian surface, and for the symmetric purpose we have imagined here a sphere, because the radius is same everywhere and the electric field will be same at everywhere on this Gaussian surface. So first step is completed. First step B, that is calculate electric field at different point on the surface. We know the area vector and electric field are both in same direction, radially outward, and theta is equal to 0. So in step 2 is flux phi e is equal to closed integral EDS, and instead of that is EDS cos theta, and instead of theta we will write 0, and electric field is same everywhere, so it is taken outside, and this ds is the total area S of the sphere, that is 4 pi r square. So step 2 is completed. In step 3 we have to mention the amount of charge, and here this is a point charge and the amount of charge is q. So finally step 4, using Gauss theorem, flux phi e is equal to q by epsilon r, and instead of phi e we can write closed integral EDS, that is q by epsilon r, or it will be e into 4 pi r square. Putting the values of closed integral e into ds, that is in the step 2, e into 4 pi r square, and instead of this charge, value of charge, that is q, in step 3 we have calculated the value of charge because this is a point charge. And finally we have to calculate electric field E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon r q by 1 by 4 pi epsilon r q by 1 by 4 pi r square q by epsilon r. So to prove Coulomb's law, we have to place another charge because it is the combination of two charge. We have to calculate the force between two charge in Coulomb's law. So let's take another test charge Q0. If another test charge Q0 were placed at this point, force on Q0 will be F is equal to Q naught into E. The formula of force is equal to QE, and instead of E, we can write the value of this 1 by 4 pi epsilon r q by r square. That will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon r q naught divided by 4 pi r square. This is the Coulomb's force. F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon r q naught divided by r square. So this is the proof of Coulomb's law from Gauss law, and basically in Gauss law we have to find the electric field in 4 steps. Thank you.